Good day. Wonderful there, Todd Ray. All right, stop this. And we're live. Good evening, everyone. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Good evening there, lad. Looking for that safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I'm looking for a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5". Yeah, good with that one. Okay. I'm only 5'11", so doesn't work. How you doing today? Well, Todd Ray, I am doing wonderful. Had a nice day. Went over to Mom's house, did a bit of yard work. That's what we do when we get to a certain age. All right, so let's get started. Let's start out with the disclaimers. We all love those. Hey, Reggie, I just need to let you know, I can't call you, dude. You're in Canada. Not in my calling plan. I tried to send you a text. Can't do that either. So, Sinba. So, Reg, when you get a chance, it has to be either a Facebook, what do you got, FaceTime, or on a Zoom call. All in DJT. Well, good luck with that. Don't get me wrong. I like the idea. Okay? Truth. I like the idea of it. However, Recon's here. Well, we can get started now. Keegan, did you get a Japanese bohemian noodle parrot named Gus last Thursday by chance? Yes, I did. How did you know? What the heck am I going to do with a parrot? No, I didn't get one of those. Sorry. All right, so let's get ready to rumble. Disclaimers. Here we go. Disclaimers for all you people here. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a stock professional. Okay? I am what? The music software in the computer background. There is no music software in the background. I am basically a nobody. I didn't go to college. I don't have any certificates. The only license I carry is a driver's license. Hey, Michael David, how are you today? Julie, nice to see you. Mando, way to go. So, needless to say, anything I say here tonight is basically just for entertainment purposes only. If I put something here on the screen behind me, which, by the way, this screen behind me is live on YouTube. Okay? So, like, hey, hi, how's it going? It's going absolutely fine, KB. As I was saying, I have no professional licenses whatsoever other than a driver's license. Okay, I had a manufacturing company a few years back. I did the, what do you call it? Oh, I got to change this. I've got to change the screen so you guys can read my t-shirt because I can yell at someone tonight. That's a no. What the hell are you thinking? Michael David. Hey, all I have is a GED and a hellacious amount of maintenance and flying experience, mainline captain. Alrighty then. What would you recommend for investing? Okay, John, I don't make any recommendations whatsoever. All I'm doing here is sharing with you what I do. I don't make any recommendations at all. So my theory is we're working harder, right? Yep. So my theory here, John, all right, I don't recommend anything. I take a look at stocks you guys rattle off. Okay, you guys rattle off stocks. I write them down. I take a look at them, and I go through a certain, I don't even know what you call it. Is AAL a no? Oh, well, we'll put AAL on the list, and we will take a look at it. All right? So I will take a look at stocks such as ALL, FBTC. Hold that second while I write down FBTC. I will take a look at them, and I'll give you my personal opinion based on the strategy in which I do. LQDA, LQDA. Hey, how's it going? It's going wonderful. West Pharmaceuticals. Larry, I don't know the ticker symbol for West Pharmaceuticals. So let me give you a little tiny bit of background of my experience. If you put up a stock symbol, like what you guys just did, and I looked you at weird, and I don't understand it, or I don't know what it is, well, it's most likely going to be a no. That's a no. Do you know why? Because what I am looking for. Simone, how are you? Not financial advice. I understand. How about ARCHR? ARCHR. Now, real estate flipper, I can tell you, ooh, you like CVS tomorrow. CVS. Who came up with ARCHR? All right, John, if I've never heard of the company before, if I have no idea who they are or what they do, most likely it's going to be a no for this particular strategy. Now, this particular strategy is simple, safe, predictable, and I'm searching for a 1% return per week. That's my goal. Safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Typo, Archer Aviation. Yeah, never heard of them. If I've never heard of them, that means, to me, for this situation, it does not have 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. We have looked this week earlier how many stocks are available in the stock market at any one point in time to invest in. So here's the number. You ready? What do you trade? Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. There are 9,597 different companies that you can invest in at any moment in time in the stock market. 9,597 we checked just the other day. Might be a little bit more, but the other day, that's quite a bit. Now, out of all those companies, half of them are going to take all the profits that they make, put it back into the company for what is called capital growth. So if you think you're going to buy down here and the stock's going to go up like this, you're in the wrong place. That's not what I look for. Is a solid community. Wait a second. What did he say? Solid community token with Unity. Okay, Jerry, I have no idea what that means. A solid community token with Unity. No idea what that means. Adrian, what do you think about Rivian? Rivian's a big fat no. Thoughts on MULN? That's a no also. 86, how you doing? Unity, Jerry, no. MULN, a no again. Now, when I say MCD is on my list, when I damn it, this thing won't go away. Why you say no to Rivian? MCD, Nicky D's. The reason I say no to Rivian, right off the top of my head, is number one, they don't have 20 years of increased dividends. West Pharmaceutical, WST, it seems to fly up every 2 weeks. All right. Don't miss it. All right. Dividend stocks, 20 years of increased dividends. Yep. All right. Let me briefly explain what it is I'm looking for particularly. Now, the reason why I told you there's 9,597 companies, half of them take all their profits, put it back into the company for capital growth. That's not what we're doing here. What stock offers a large goal on 1% per week? John, I'm about to get to that right now. Okay, 9,597 companies, half of them do not share their profits. I have no interest in looking at those whatsoever. The other half, they share their profits through what is called a dividend. A dividend is our share. When we buy stocks and sell stocks, we become shareholders. When we're a shareholder, we get a portion of the company's profits. Now, I'm looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. So how do I do that? Two criteria and two criteria only. Number one, the company must have 20 years of increased dividends. That means they're sharing their profits in year after year after year after year. They are consistently profitable. So here's a very important question you need to ask yourself when you invest in anything. Why would you invest in a company that is not consistently profitable? I'm talking consistently, at least 20 years of consistent increasing in profits, consistent increasing in dividends, which means they're getting more money every single year, year after year after year after year. I can go on and on and on. But 20 years. I want 20 years of increased dividends. Okay? Then I want weekly options. The reason I want weekly options is because I want to get paid every week. I could do monthly options like this company here, okay? July 19, 16 August, 20 September, 15 November, 20 December. Yeah, that is a monthly option, which means I can only do it once a month, 12 times a year. I like weeklies. The reason why I like weeklies is the 52 weeks in a year. I can get 52 checks rather than 12. And I didn't go to school, I didn't go to college, but I do know 52 is more than 12. Invite Mario. Mario Beland. I have no idea who you are, so I don't invite people I don't know. What stock offers 1% per week? There's a lot of them offer 1% per week. John, we're going to get to that in a little bit. Haynes, can you teach your technique? That's exactly what we're doing tonight. I'm not holding anything back. I'm going to teach you exactly what I do, and I'm actually going to give you some samples. Same here. Way to go, Larry. Larry, you're same boat as I am. I would take 52 checks rather than 12. Nice. All right. Now, Larry, you're new here. I don't remember Larry Brown before. Jojo, are you okay tonight? I just got a bit of cough. I just want to see me go. Well, it's from what I have been told, post-nasal drip syndrome. So I keep sniffling it. It goes down and just hangs out right there. It makes me want to cough. All right, Larry, I'm not quite. All right, fine. Sometimes I do miss it. Do I day trade? No, I don't. I suppose you could call it a weekly trade. I buy on Mondays, I get out on Fridays. Boston Aviation, TSM. I have no idea who TSM is. Can you see my comments? Everyone, hey, Sheila, how are you doing? Sheila, I did we have a conversation? Because I think you sent me your phone number, and I didn't get a chance to give you a call because I had a lot to do. I had a dinner party with my son and his girlfriend's parents. That was kind of cool. Yes, Sheila, yes. Can you sell stock on EX day and still receive the dividend? No. Bo, good evening. How you doing? Jojo, you want to take a look at Mara? All right, Mara, we'll take a look at that one. I like Mara. Mara's been very nice. What type of money would you invest weekly? Okay, Larry, I've been doing this for over 20 years. 98% of all of my money is invested at all times. Reason being is because I've been doing this long enough. Can you please explain how you buy and sell? Haynes, we're going to get there. Okay, let me just keep going the questions as they come along. I'm actually going to show some examples, and I'm actually going to do some trades. And I'm going to answer all your questions. I'm going to be here till 11:30, so just bear with me as I go along. I can't answer everyone's questions and stay on task at the same time. So if you guys just stop asking questions, we can get rolling. All right. So we have a bunch to take a look at tonight. Tomorrow's Monday. We get started all over for another week. Week number 29 for the year, or week number 3 for the third quarter. Yeah, week 3 for the third quarter. That's cool. Are you sure about that? Selling on X date. Yeah, Jimmy. There's 4 dates to remember. Okay, 4 dates to remember. Right? All right. 4 dates to remember when you're trading dividends. 1 is the announcement date. That's self-explanatory. They announce what the dividend's going to be. 2 is the EX dividend date. Each one of these little green dots represents the EX dividend date. 3 is the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. 4 is the payment date. Again, self-explanatory. Take question breaks. Yeah, that probably should be a good idea. Candice, thank you for that. Very nice. So if you want to collect the dividend, you got to buy it before the little green dots. Okay, the little green dots. Cardinal Health, Comcast, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, General Electric, AT&T, MasterCard, Hormel, Procter & Gamble, Pfizer, Lowe's, Caterpillar. These are just some of them. And I'm pretty sure you've known every single one of those companies I talked about. CVS and WBA this week. Yep, well, I already have some WBA. We're going to take a look at CVS. All right. AB, we said no to. MLY. What the heck is MLY? So we're getting ready. Hiya, James. Inspire me. Well, hey, how's it going? What's on the list for Monday? We're going to go over that in a little bit. You can sell on EX date and still get dividends. All right, Jimmy, I'm not 100% sure of that because the EX date and the dividend date used to be 1 day apart because they used to have a 2 day, what's that word? Settlement period. Now they get down to 1 day settlement period. WBA, beautiful setup. Yep. If we buy for a week, we still get a dividend. Haynes, it's all going to depend on when you buy it. Yeah, 86, settlement. Because you have to have a settlement. Do you write down Mara and Nike? Yep, I have Mara written down. I have Nike written down. I actually have some Nike. What age should you get more dividends? What age should you get more dividends? Oh, you're talking about, okay, I'm 60, I'm retired. Okay, all my investing is dividend stocks only. Here's the reason. It's not an if. Okay, stocks go up, stocks go down, stocks go up, stocks go down, stocks go up, stocks go down, stocks go up, stocks go down. So what are you getting when the stock goes down? Absolutely nothing. If you do not have dividends, if you're doing companies that don't pay dividends, you're getting nothing when the stocks go down. Doesn't short-term gains tax reduce your gains? An example, not really, 1% per week. How do you pronounce that name? Temujin? Temujin 25? Okay, Temujin 25. You're asking information about taxes? Okay, now, what anybody asks any about taxes, I always refer them to a tax strategist or a tax planner. Okay, if you're paying taxes, you need to talk to a tax strategist to figure out how you can not pay taxes legally. I don't get into that conversation. Every time I do, I get a big red flag and they say, naughty, naughty. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, your best bet, if you're worrying about taxes, then you need to talk to a tax strategist. So I only do dividend stocks specifically when the stocks go down. I know at least I'm getting higher and higher dividends every single year. Not once in a while, but every single year. That's why I'm looking for companies with 20 years of increased dividends. Now, you may think there's not a lot of them, but there are. Hey, Johnny Q's here. Uh-oh. I'm sure if you can use my setup and show chart manipulation in option chart understanding inside thinkorswim. Hey, Johnny, we are going to get to that one. Okay, inspire me, no taxes, question mark. Okay, depending on how you have your account set up will dictate how much taxes you're responsible for. That's one. Number two, Badfish. Do you have an LLC or anything set up for trading or just, yeah, I have an LLC set up. That's not an LLC. I have a subchapter, a C corporation. How long you buy stocks for? Over 20 years. EMR. Ooh, I like Leo. I like EMR. Emerson. EMR. That's over 100 years old, and they are a dividend king. I like that company. We'll get to it a little bit later. Now, Johnny Q, I didn't forget about you. We are going to take a look at that. Let's take a look at some stocks first before we go into the actual setup on thinkorswim. First one on our list is going to be NLY. Okay, NLY. Now, you guys list off stocks. I write them down, just like Leo did right here. EMR. EMR is at the bottom of the list, right down here. Okay, so we have to go through all of this first before we get to EMR. But as you guys suggest them, I write them down. We've owned it forever. Another one is Honeywell. Ooh, I like Honeywell. Okay, that's on my list also. So, Annaly, NLY. Now, there's a few things I want to look at, and I do it by the numbers. Is that the list you've looked at for Monday, or are those viewer requests? Inspire me more. Viewers request. Okay, these are viewers requests. Very good. My phone acting stupid. So using a desktop with TikTok and TOS. Cool. How are you looking at Netflix? Netflix is a no. Going into earnings and after earnings. All right, the reason why Netflix is a no is Netflix doesn't have dividends. I don't think, do they? NF. What is Netflix? Yeah, NFLX. NFLX. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, this screen behind me is live on YouTube. That way it'll allow you to see all the smaller numbers. There are no dividends in this selected time period. That's why Netflix is a no. I don't do companies that don't share their profits. I have no desire whatsoever to buy something and wait 10 or 20 years for it to go up. No, thank you. I'm strictly dividend stocks, weekly cash flow, 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. Those are the only two criteria I'm asking you guys to make sure whatever you suggest already has. Other than that, we're wasting our time, which I can say almost 98% of everything you guys throw at me is going to be a waste of our time, and we will see that as we progress. To get dividends, do we have to keep the stocks? All right, Hayes, you're relatively new here, because even though I use the calendar to tell me when to buy a stock, because each one of these green dots represents when the company's paying out their dividend. Now, the stocks have a tendency to go up in value just before the EX date, or this little green dot. So if I'm looking at Lowe's, I want to buy it 2 weeks before the dividend. Here's the dividend right here on the 24th. 2 weeks before the dividend on a Monday. So that would have been the 8th. Okay. Now, tomorrow is the 15th, so I don't want to look at Lowe's. Okay, I looked at Lowe's last week. I'm not looking at it this week. I looked at BK, Bank Mellon. I looked at Caterpillar. I looked at Pfizer last week. So these are not up for consideration this week. I only do it 2 weeks before. Then I look at the numbers. Here are the numbers right here. The last traded price, the bid, the ask. Okay, what can I sell it for? What can I buy it for? Uh-oh, let me do my cursor. Yep, right there. What can I sell it for? What can I buy it for? Okay, if I'm buying it for $20.42, the closest strike price, which is a covered call, where we sell the option. Now we buy the stocks, we sell the option. It's called a covered call. It is one of the safest trading strategies there are. BCE, Bell Canada, 100-year-old company, 8% dividends, low right now. All right, we'll put BCE down, and we will get to it a little bit later. All right, Rick. Okay. So NLY is going to be a no. First thing I want to look at, when are they paying the dividends? Second thing I want to look at, what am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What am I collecting? 8 cents on a $20 stock? Nope. No, thank you. Also, look at this. Your 30-day bottom right here, 30-day top, again, no. So that's a no for NLY. Now, Riley, R-I-L-Y. Now, I want to check the dividends on Riley because I'm not 100% sure they are on my list. Yeah, okay. 2 reasons. Number one, they don't have 20 years of dividends. Okay. Now, they go from 3 cents to 6 cents, to 6 cents to 3 cents. So they start out at 3, they doubled their dividend, then they cut the dividend in half. Then they 8 times the dividend to 25 cents, then to 26, then back down to 16, to 13, to 12, to 16, all over the place. No consistency whatsoever. Sorry, no to Riley. JP Morgan. Now, JP Morgan is on my list. JPM. But JP Morgan's going to be a no. The reason why JP Morgan's going to be a no, here's a high for the 30-day period. She profited a little bit. Now she's right here. So I like to have 2 days to the upside before I jump in. So here's your high. She had profit taking, back up. Now she's going down again. Okay, I will follow this down, and when she turns around and goes back up, then I will consider jumping in on it. BCE. Let's do BCE just for the fun of it. Nope. Sorry. Who said that one? Rick02733. The reason why BCE is a no, it has monthly optionable stock. Okay, 32.25. The 33 is going for 5 cents. Yeah, no, thank you. Makes my flesh crawl just looking at that. How are you? Nice analysis. Sanjana, how are you, Sanjana? Hmm. Jacob wants some yeses. BCE, no, weekly. BCE has monthly. Nope, I don't understand. You buy stocks and sell calls. Haynes, do you ever buy stocks outside of Mondays? Not really. Once in a while I do, but most of my purchasing is on Monday. Okay, reason being I buy on Mondays is because I buy on Mondays and I like to be out by Friday. So on Monday, I have 5 days of time value. What does that mean? Well, Monday, I have 5 days until Friday because the options expire on Friday. So Monday, there's 5 days. That's 5 days of time value that I have. If I buy on a Tuesday, well, now I only have 4 days of time value, which means I'm bringing in less. And if I do it on a Wednesday, well, I have 3 days of time value. And then slowly, the further you go into the week, the less profits you're going to make. By the time you get to Wednesday, you're better off looking at next Fridays. So I'm looking for the 1%. I really don't care about anything else. BC, no, weekly, I don't understand. Okay, Hayes, I don't understand. You buy stocks and sell calls. Okay, Hayes, I'm not quite sure why it is you don't understand that. Let's go to here for a second. Look at Macy's. Love Macy's. My favorite stock this year. At this moment in time, the bid is 1912. The ask is 1931. Then what does that mean? That means tomorrow morning, Monday morning, I can buy it at 1931. And if I buy it at 1931, well, I want to sell it right away. I want to buy it on Monday and I'll sell it on Friday using what is called a covered call. It has to do with stock options. So if I buy it at 1931 and I sell, hold on, may I know about NVIDIA? No, you can't. John, how you doing? The reason why I say no to NVIDIA is a big fat turd, in my humble opinion, for this particular strategy. They remind me a little bit later. I'll tell you why. Johnny Q, I'm on YouTube. Way to go. As I was saying, I'm buying the stock. Ooh, I didn't go over the rules and everything. All right, so the way this trading strategy came about, this might help you out a little bit better. Do you ever sell your positions or do you only wait until the option is exercised? Lucky, I like to I like to buy it, set it, forget it, and then be reminded on Friday. Okay, so I like to do all my buying on a Monday, sell the option Monday morning, buy the stock Monday morning, sell the option Monday morning, and then just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just keep an eye on it, see what it's doing. I don't do very much on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? Covered call is one of the safest trading strategies there are. Now, let me tell you where it came from. In 08, when my daughter was 9 years old, she wanted to do the same things that I was doing, which I was stock trading. So she wanted to do the same. So here was my challenge. When you're trying to teach a 9-year-old how to buy and sell stocks, it had to be simple. And I cannot underemphasize it had to be simple. Okay? It has to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Steve Bloom, how you doing over there on Facebook? And number 5, no way that she could lose, because if a 9-year-old little girl starts losing, daddy's going to feel like crap. Mommy's going to get on my case. I'm going to be on the couch. No. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. That's the 5 criteria I had to figure out. Great. Here's the 5 rules. Rule number 1, and this is a big one. Never ever buy something you do not want to hold long term. I have no problems whatsoever buying Macy's and holding on to it. Macy's has been in business for over 100 years. No problem whatsoever buying Macy's and holding. Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, 20 years of increased dividends. Number 4, weekly options. Number 5, make sure the numbers work. What are the numbers? What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? How much am I collecting? And is that over 1%? Great. If it's over 1%, then I move over to the charts. I want to see 5 things. You can see a lot of 5s. I want to see 5 things. The high, The low, where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? That's the 5 things I want to see. So when it comes to a covered call, are you selling a put or call on Macy's? Alexander, we haven't got that far yet. Hold that thought, though. I want to buy it at 1931 because I like the company, and I'm going to double check before I do that. I'm going to double check here before I buy it. But if I'm buying at 1931, the closest strike price is going to be the 1950 or the 19. Now, the 19 is going for 49 cents. But actually, I'm an Indian. I always focus on long term with small quantities. Well, alrighty then. If I'm buying it at 1931 and I'm selling it at 19, well, I'm losing 31 cents. Okay, so you take that 31 cents and you deduct it from right here, the 49 that I'm collecting. So what is 31 subtracted from 49? Well, that's 18. That's not quite 1%. All right, so that's going to be no. All right, well, look at the 1950s. Well, the 1950s is higher, and I'll be collecting 29 cents. Now, 29 cents is more than 1%. Great. So I buy it at 1931. I sell the 1950s. I collect 29 cents. That's more than 1%. Great. Now, what's the chart telling me? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? What direction it's going? It should take you 2, maybe 3 seconds to figure that out. High, low was his direction. Simple. Okay, so I like the 1-year chart. What am I looking for specifically? Well, here we are right here. It's not to the high because the high is up here. The bottom is way down here. Okay, it's not at the top. It's not at the bottom. It's somewhere in between. Fine, no problem. Last 90 days. I like 90 days because it makes more sense than 6 months. Should we focus on in the money calls only? Lucky, it always goes by the numbers. Okay, in the money, which is the 19, is not 1%. But the 1950 at 29 cents is more than 1%. So it's always about the numbers. If you want to do the 19s, hey, fine. You know, you might get your 1%, you might not. But here, the 1950s, you are getting your 1%. But the big question is, do I like Macy's? And do I like Macy's at this price? Remember rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Kind of defeats the purpose. All right, so here's the 90 days. Started here, went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. See how close they are together between the bottom and the top and the bottom and the top and the bottom. How close they are together? It's like 1 week. Thanks, coach. Way to go, Larry. I'm going to call you Larry because I hate that name, Lucky. Sorry, I do. There's only one person who knows why I hate that name, and I'm sure she wouldn't waste her time listening to me. All right, so Hayes, hopefully you get that, why I'm buying the stock and selling the option. Boeing, paying dividends. All right. Extreme, we'll take a look at Boeing, BA. What are some yeses? Well, we have a whole bunch of yeses. You just have to chill and hang out. Okay, I have no control over what you guys send me. Okay, you guys send me stuff, I take a look at it. Most of them are going to be a no. BCE does not have weekly options. Yep, we're crossing that one off. BCE is a no. That's a no. That's how we got that from. RITM. Well, Andrew, I can say no now, or I can say no after I bring it up. Then I can ask you, what the hell were you thinking? But RITM. 38 questions. Holy cow. What application are you using behind you to search your stocks? All right, Rick. I don't use an application to search my stocks. I search my stocks through this. Are you ready? Get a piece of paper. I'm going to tell you. Piece of paper, pen, crayon, marker, lipstick, whatever works for you. All right, mascara, whatever. Google search. There you go. Google search. What do you want to put in the Google search? Dividend Kings List 2024. That's 54 companies that have increased their dividends for 5 decades. Then you Google search again. Dividend Aristocrats. 64 companies that have increased their dividends for 25 consecutive years. They have a few quirks about them. Dividend Champions, 25 years of increased dividends, a little bit looser on the rules. Dividend Contenders, 10 to 24 years of increased dividends. Then, of course, we have Warren Buffett's list. Between those 5 lists right there I just rattled off, that's over 300 different companies that have successfully increased for 20, for 20 years or more. Okay? You guys can invest your money wherever you want. Okay? I don't tell anybody what to do, what to look at. I don't. For me, it's 20 years of increased dividends. I want to make sure, I'm old school. I want to make sure my money is safe. If a company has successfully been profitable for 20 years or more, well, yeah, I'm going to give them my money as opposed to someone who's only been in business for 5 years. That's just common sense. So, Rick, this thing I'm using behind me, this is a trading platform called Thinkorswim. It's free to download onto your computer. You get access through it from Charles Schwab. Okay, so more questions. 47 questions. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I missed a bunch. You buy and sell at the same time, Hayes? Yes, I do. Hey, Doc's here. Hi from the sky. Yeah. See you making fun. Thoughts on Eli Lilly? Ooh, we're closing up on the $1,000 mark. Now, Eli Lilly is going to be a no. Now, the only reason Eli Lilly is a no is because it's out of my price range. Now, I do have a price range below $250 because however much money you think I have, I don't. Seriously, I don't. I can't afford, 1,000 shares at over $250 a share. So I like to buy in 1,000 share increments. 6 weeks doing Macy's, up 9.8%. Wade, way to go. You buy and sell at the same time. Yeah, Hayes, we're going to do that in a couple of seconds. Do you exit the trade on Friday even though the trade is lower than what you got in? You know what, Candace? That's an awesome question. And actually, this week, we're actually going to do a paper trading account doing that strategy. We get in Monday and we sell on Friday regardless profit or loss. Okay, so somebody, do you think due to Trump's news, market will crash upcoming days? Sanjana, I have no idea. I don't think the guy has that much pull. So Candace, we're actually going to do a paper trading account because someone who has a little bit of influence would like to know how it works. Things, okay. All right, so we're going to jump in on Mondays and we're going to get out, we're going to unload, we're going to load up on Mondays and unload everything on Fridays, regardless of where the position is. Because the question is, well, if we have a new list every Monday, why don't we just jump in on Monday, get out on Friday, okay? Win, lose, draw, whatever. Jump in on Monday, get the next list, win, lose, draw, Friday. So it's load up Monday, unload Friday, rather than, because we'll actually be taking losses in that situation. Now, we're just doing a paper trading account because we want to see how it works before we actually put real money into it. Kind of makes sense. Now, I've been investing for over 20 years. I still paper trade. I do. And I have like 2 or 3 paper trading accounts because I like to test out new trading strategies. Now, I only teach one trading strategy here because I'm a nice guy, but I'm really not that nice. Okay, this trading strategy I'm giving you for free gets a 50%. That's 50% or more on an annual basis. And if that's not enough for you, I can't really help you out. Now, the other trading strategies I have do make a lot more money, but you have to perfect this one first before you get an invitation to do the other ones. All right, so let's keep on rolling. But Candace, that's a good question. Hey, is the benefits of the 1% goal weak with this strategy? Yep. Jessica King. Whoa. I missed Jessica's question because they do disappear. What if stocks go down then? Well, that's, you know what? Thanks, Coach, for a better suggestion. Now, I forget who asked that question. What if stocks go down? Who asked that question, what if stocks go down? Because whoever asked that question is relatively new. Craig David, hey, Jim. It was nice chatting with you earlier today. Thanks for calling me. Way to go. Hayes. Oh, so it was Hayes. You keep the premium, then sell the calls for next week. Yeah, 86, you're right about that. But Hayes, here's a question for you. I will give you, okay, you guys are all witnessing this. I will give you $1,000 if you can point out one stock that went up and never came down. Doesn't exist. They go up, they go down. 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 That's all they do. They don't come to your house, wash your car. They don't prune the hedges. They don't rake the leaves. They don't do nothing. They won't even make the bed and put little candies on the pillows. Nope, stocks don't do that. Stocks go up, stocks go down. RYLD is a big fat no. 1%, what game, Dabby? 1% is 1%. Okay, 1% of $100 is $1. 1% of $1,000 is $10. 1% of $100,000 is $1,000. 1% of $1 million is $10,000. Whatever you're starting out with, 1% is 1%. It doesn't really matter what you're starting out with. 1% is 50% per year. So if you're starting out with $100, by the end of the year, you have 150, hypothetically speaking. If you have 150,000, at the end of the year, hypothetically, you have 150,000. 1% is 1%. Okay? 98% of all my money is invested at all times. The premiums are determined by time value. Nope. Sorry about that, Sheila. Time value is only one component of the option pricing. Now, to get the option pricing, these things right here, they use what is called the Black-Scholes pricing method. Huge mathematical problem. Huge. Confusing as hell. But here's the thing, Sheila. If I'm buying it at 1931, I'm selling it at 1950, I'm getting 29 cents. That's over 1%. As a matter of fact, let's pull up the calculator and find out exactly what it is. Now, 0.29 divided by the purchase price, which is 1931, comes to a grand total of 1.5%. Now, that's just for the week. So here's the thing. First, do I like Macy's at 1931? That's question number one. Because remember, rule number one, don't ever buy something you don't want to hold long term. Rule number two, never sell at a loss. So rule number one, do I like Macy's at 1931? Great. It's giving me 1.5%, even better. Now, if she's above 1950, I'll keep the 29 cents and I'll get an additional 19 cents because the difference between 1931 and 1950. Well, where is she now? Right now, she's at 1909. So we got 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, do you think it's going to go above 1950 by Friday? It's a yes or no, right? Now, we haven't gotten to the chart yet. Hakuna is here. Hakuna Matata. How you doing over there on Instagram? Now, I haven't gone over the whole chart yet, but the question is, do I like Macy's? Do I like Macy's at 1931? Am I okay with holding it? These are questions you have to ask before you buy anything. Am I okay with buying this company and holding on to it for a long period of time? That's the thinking to go into it. Now, if I'm buying it here, I'm selling it here, and come Friday, I'm out, I'm back into cash again, well, I say thank you, and I'll see you again in another 90 days. Why 90 days? Well, because stocks pay the dividend every 90 days. John, how you doing? Okay, so Sheila, the premium time value, yeah, time value is only a portion of the time of the premium time value. I was just scrolling. I love the way you explain things. I don't know anything about stocks, but oh, I can't read those questions that fast. On YouTube, you get smaller questions and do them repeatedly because they pop up and then they disappear. Pop up and then they disappear, and I don't have to read them all. All right, Wade's been doing Macy's for 6 weeks, and you're up 9.89. Cool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Keep missing. All right, where was I? What if stocks go down? Yeah, if stocks go down, don't buy it in the first place. Hi, Jim, was nice chatting. I got that one. Hayes, if it goes down, keep the premium. Yep, RYLD, that's a big fat no. What about Snap? Snap's a no. Is it the Think or Swim trading platform? 86, yes, it is. ARK is a no. PFE, ooh, I like Pfizer. I'll write Pfizer down. PFE, yay, for Pfizer. What do you think about flexible dividends like the oil stocks? Leo, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by flexible dividends. Okay? When I see a dividend, great, fine. Market Watch, here we go. Here's all the companies that have dividends. Okay, great. What's a flexible dividend? I have no idea what a flexible dividend is. I'm going to turn this just a tad. Turn. Nope, wrong way. Turn. Here we go. That's better. Ooh, let's turn this one. That's better. Everybody good? Everybody good? Everybody good. All right. I don't know what you mean by flexible dividends. Okay, each one of these companies has a dividend that I'm interested in. Now, I told you how I follow my list. Okay, I look for 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options, and then I go in and make sure it's under $250. All right, and then I go in and I check the statistics. I check the fundamentals, profits, BBW. John, that's going to be a no. Never heard of them. If I've never heard of them, that means they don't have 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. Because if they did, I would have heard of them. I've been doing this for 20 years. Trust me, if there's a stock that has 20 years of dividends, increases, and weekly options, I know about them. All right. Sheila, the premiums are determined by time value. No, they do. All right. BBW, really? All right. I like it when people test my thoughts. Yeah, big fat no, dude. Seriously, BBW? I said weekly options. This is monthly, not increasing. Okay. But it's a monthly optional stock, which means I can only do it 12 times a year. That means no. Okay, that's a no. I like weekly. Weekly means 52 times a year. Monthly means 12 times a year. Okay, we've all graduated high school. I'm pretty sure they teach you that there's 52 weeks in a year, 365 days in a year. Okay, 4 quarters, all that kind of neat stuff. Oh, sorry. So where was I? What was I just? Oh, I was looking at Macy's. All right, so let's take a look at the last 30 days for Macy's so we can tell whether or not it's a yes or a no. Go 30 days. Here we go. Now, the last 30 days. Here we are, 30 days ago, 1840. She went down a little bit to 1820, jumped up, went down. Here's your 30-day bottom. Okay, 1780. 2 days later, at the 30-day top, pulls back. 1, 2, 3 days to the upside. But we have a couple of little bit of discrepancies here. Number one, here's your high up here, 2045. You got this gap right here, just begging to be filled. So if you don't own Macy's, if I didn't own Macy's, it would be a no because I don't like this gap. Because gaps have a tendency to fill. And Macy's doesn't have its dividend coming up for a couple of weeks anyway. All right. Thoughts on Eli Lilly? I love Eli Lilly. However, it's too heavy of a price for me. Doc, high from the sky. You buy and sell at the same time. Yes, Haynes, I do. Let me show you exactly how we do it. Buy the shares, sell the call at the same time. Yes. Candace, do you exit the trade on Friday even though the trade is lower? Now, Candace, we already talked about this, that we're going to actually give it a sample in a paper trading account. We're actually going to load up on Monday, unload on Friday, regardless if it's a win or a loss, just to see if it worked. It was a thought. Akuna, I'm good. Hope you are too. I am wonderful. All right, let me show you how to do. Let me go backwards so you guys understand everything. Let's say hypothetically I like Macy's. Well, because I do. I like Macy's. Now, it's paying the 1%. We saw the 1950. Okay, the 1950 is going for 29 cents, which is 1.5% for the week if she stays above 1950. Okay, fine. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to change this right here. See it? Right here. What it says spread, it says single. Click on that. A drop-down window pops up. This drop-down window tells you all the different trading strategies there are. And there's a lot. The single, the vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, blah, 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of them. It can get confusing as hell. That's why I only concentrate on one. Now, this one particular one I'm sharing with you, covered call. Ooh, look at that. Yay for me. Covered call is the safest trading strategy there is. Because number one, you're buying a good company, first of all. That's rule number one. Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. That's rule number one. Already forget about it. Rule number one. Two, never sell at a loss. So if I'm buying a good company, right, I'm going to sell it for the exact same price I paid for it or close to it. So if I'm buying it for 1931, I'm going to do a covered call, one of the safest strategies there are, right? Buying it 1931, we already decided that we like the 1950s, okay? Now, the 1950s, I'm going to buy it right there at 1902. See the little cursor where it says buy? If I go over to one a little bit, sell, no, I don't want to sell it, I want to buy it. So I'm going to click on that. Lo and behold, the order pops up. It's already preloaded in my settings for 1,000 shares and 10 contracts. Okay, so it's 100 shares for one contract. So 1,000 shares is 10 contracts. So follow the order. Okay, first of all, way over here in the corner, it says covered call. All right, that's the type of order that I'm doing, a covered call. I am selling the 10 contracts and I am buying the shares. I'm buying 1,000 shares and I'm selling 10 contracts. Okay, 100 shares per contract. 1,000 shares, 10 contracts. Macy's. Okay, expiration 19 July 24. Well, that's this Friday coming up. Okay, that's why I like weekly, so I can get a weekly cash flow. Now, I like the 1950 strike price. Okay, and that's for the call option, not the put option, the call option. I don't do puts here. Okay, so anytime here, you won't have me doing puts. So it's simple. Remember, simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Okay, so I'm buying the stock and I'm selling the option. Here's the price right there that I'm paying, and I want to do a market order so it's filled first thing in the morning. Then I want to hit confirm and send once and only once. If you do it twice, you own it. Okay, so let's go over the numbers again. Here's the order. Buy 10 covered call Macy's. 19 July 24. That's this coming Friday. So I'm buying the stock. I'm selling the option for this Friday. Okay, 1950 call and Macy's at the market to open to open. Why does it say to open to open? Anytime you trade in the stock market, you have two sides, an opening and a closing. So I'm opening a stock order, which I'm buying 1,000 shares. I'm opening an option order, which I'm selling 10 contracts. Okay, open, open. So eventually, I'm going to close the position on the options and I'm going to close the position on the stocks. Okay, when I'm ready to. But at this moment in time, let's check things out. The break-even price, 1879. Okay, look at that, 1879. That's break even. So anything over 1879 is a profit, right? Where's the stock right now? Well, the stock's at 1931. If anything over 1879 is a profit, well, I'm getting profit walking in the door. That's what I like. But let's continue. Next line down, maximum profit, $705 for this particular trade. Let's get the calculator out because we're going to need that. Okay, bring it right over here. Clear this out, and then we're going to put $705 because that's my profit. I want to know what my rate of return is going to be. So to get your rate of return, you take your profit and you divide it by the purchase price. So the purchase price is $18,801. All right, let's divide it by $18,801. Now, that's going to give me a grand total of, are you ready for this? 3.7% return for the week. 3.7. Now, I like 1%, but this one's giving me 3.7. So the question is, don't let the the green monster on your shoulder, the greed, say, oh, 3.7, I'm going to wait, I'm going to jump. No. Question number one, do I like Macy's? Do I like Macy's in 1931? That's the question you need to ask yourself before you get blinded by this 3%. Because you get 3%. What is 3% for the year? A 3.7. Well, you multiply it by 52, and hypothetically speaking, that's 194% return at 3.7%. Do I get that all the time? No. I average 1% per week. That's my goal. I don't get blinded by big returns like that. Okay, I like Macy's. I gotta delete that, delete this. Let's get back to where we were. Okay, so that's actually how I do a trade. Okay, make sure it's a good company, first of all. Make sure I'm okay with owning it and holding it. All right, then I got to check the numbers. What are the numbers? Well, the numbers are what they are. Now, as soon as the market opens tomorrow morning, these numbers are going to continue to change. Okay, as you're watching it at 9:30, the number is going to change. All these numbers are going to change. So you're throwing a dart on a moving train while you're sitting on a horse, blindfolded. Throwing it, yeah, yeah. So do the best you can. There's no exact way of doing it. What are you buying stock for? What are you selling the option for? How much is it going to be? Now I look for the 1% as close as I can get it with a safe stock. I like Macy's. I'll hold on to that for a long time. That being said, I hope I answered up your question. Benefit for 1% goal strategy. Yep. Whoa! I'm late for dividend stock talk o'clock. Jess, that's awesome. How you doing there, Jess? Hey, hey, hey. Who used to say that? Wasn't that rerun from That's My Mama? Hey, hey, hey. Can you rewind to Macy's and tell me you want to own that? Some other guy's account. Okay, dividends, but should be out of business. Well, if you feel, some other guy, if you feel Macy's is going to go out of business, then don't buy it. It is actually that simple. Macy's has been in business for over 100 years. They have name recognition over and above almost everything. You got Macy's, Nordstrom's, Kohl's. Those are the three big ones. JCPenney, that's worthless nowadays. Do you have to buy 100 shares? Seawood, yes, 100 shares to equal one contract. But there's other trading strategy called dividend capturing or dividend on steroids. You don't need to buy 100 shares, but you do need to get a broker that does fractional shares. That's a conversation for some other time. That's not for here. Mr. Hanky, nice to see you there, dude. XOM. ExxonMobil is on the list. Where is it? I know it's on my list. Damn it, it was on the list from yesterday. All right, so we'll put it on the list for today. XOM. All right. Oh, wait a minute. There it is right there. 4 more, and then we're doing XOM. User 914. How do you like Pfizer's dividend? Well, Pfizer is on the list. We are going to take a look at Pfizer a little bit later on. But I do them as I come along, as they are suggested to me. See, you guys suggest them, I write them down, and as I take a look at the stocks, I cross them off. Okay, so Pfizer is going to be quite a ways away, and it probably won't get to it tonight. So after selling the calls, when will you be selling the stocks too? Oh, Hayes, it doesn't work that way. Okay, if you need to do some research on covered calls, and the best place to do that is on YouTube. Go to YouTube, say, how do you do a covered call? Well, you buy the stock, and then you sell an option against it. Once you sell an option against it, you've entered into a legal binding contract, which means you can't do anything with that stock until the option expires. Option expires on Friday. Great. Well, let's go back here. If I buy on a Monday and I sell the option on a Monday, I can't do anything with that stock until the option expires on Friday. Then the following Monday, I can do it again. But as soon as you sell an option against a position that you hold, you can't do anything with that position unless you buy back that option. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to make money, not spend money. Right? So if I'm buying it in 1931 and I'm selling the 1950s and this thing shoots up to 30 bucks, well, that appreciation goes to the person who bought the option. Me, I personally don't care about it if it goes from 1909 to to $40 or $25. I don't care. Really, I honestly don't care. My major concern, my only concern is, what am I buying it for? What am I selling for? How much am I taking? Is it 1%? I want the safe, predictable 1% over capital appreciation because that's what I'm looking for. I'm retired. I don't want to have to go back to work. And if I can get a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for capital appreciation. If you're looking for capital appreciation, if you want to buy the stock and wait for it to go up to 21, 22, 23, you're in the wrong place. That's not what I do. I don't even take that into consideration because I'm looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. And that I come from a generation where we say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if I'm buying it, selling it, getting my target, great. If it shoots up, I don't really care. I just want the 1%. I will see you again next week if the numbers work. Remember, if the numbers work. Never buy something you don't want to hold. Never sell a loss. 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options, and make sure the numbers work. That's the 5 rules. Number 5, make sure the numbers work. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What premium am I collecting? Is that more than 1%? Great. What's the chart telling me? 30-day high, 30-day low. She goes up, pulls back, goes back up again. Great. Do I like Macy's at 1931? Well, hell yeah, I do. But I've been doing this long enough to know that, take a look at Macy's for the last year. Okay. She was here, up, down, she bottomed out right down here. Look, here's January, right there. Macy's Day Parade. She's been channeling, going sideways for the whole 7 months, staying between 18 and 20, just between there. So I have traded Macy's, I think, 18 or 20 of the past 28 weeks, only because they give me a nice fat premium every week. Fine, I had no problem with it whatsoever. Okay, Indian Flash. Best one to buy right now for those who have small money is Siri. Well, good for you. Now, Siri is on Warren Buffett's list, and we did take a look at Siri, and some of us made some money on Siri this week. Gildy. Realistically, what do you need to be a retail trader professionally? To be a retail trader professionally, you have to do a minimum of 4 trades a day. Okay, that's IRS listing. 4 trades a day to be a professional trader. What software am I using? I'm not using software, Joey. Joey, this is Thinkorswim. It's offered through Charles Schwab. Okay, you can go do a Google search, Thinkorswim download it onto your computer. Use the downloaded version. Don't use the online version. It's not as good. The Nugget Shows. Hey, you popped up in my feed. What do you want? I want peace on earth, goodwill to men. How's that? Thanks. Cycle Seller. Never heard of it. SPLG. Nope. SCHD. Nope. Mike, do you really want me to tell you what big fat turds those are? Those are for people. Those 2 companies that you just rattled off, SPLG, SCHD, are for those people who don't really care about their money. It's like you give it to someone else. Say, here, I don't want to do it. You do it. Want me to prove it to you? I'm showing you how to get 1% per week. SCHD. Summary. 3.64%. 3.64%. You're giving your money to someone who's paying you less than a CD or a government bond. The government bonds are paying over 5%. Why are you putting your money into SCHD who's only giving you 3.6? I don't care if they give you a dividend every month. I don't care, because you're putting your money in, and that dividend every month, it's still only coming up to 3.6%. You're losing money, dude. Why? What the hell are you thinking putting your money into something that pays 3.6%? Really, seriously, it's your money. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. Yeah, but the other one's basically the exact same. Remember Supertramp? Oh, wait a minute. Who was that? Super Freak. She's super freaky. So what was I going to say? Super crap, and super crappy. Ow. Hey, Candace. Okay, thanks. You're welcome. What time on Monday? Candace, I do my live trading. Now, I have a live trading group every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We jump on at 9 a.m. Well, because the stock market opens at 9:30. So we want to make sure we go through enough stocks to take our pick of what we want. Now, I do a live podcast, and I do my live trading every day. Okay? After the live podcast, the floor is open to answer any questions you guys might ask. I will walk you through everything. I'll help you set up your account to look just like mine. I have no problems with that. I will stay on as long as you guys have questions. Now, I've already done, I've committed myself from January, okay, the first week in January, which was January 2nd, to today. Okay, 2.5 hours every single day. If I only missed 2 days. One day I was sick as a dog. The other one I had to take someone to the hospital. Okay, fair enough, right? So I've committed myself to continue doing this until the end of the year. At the end of the year, I will then decide whether I want to continue doing this. But I'm looking for a small group of dedicated traders who want to get together every day. And it's only 15, 20 minutes a day. That's it. We all look out for each other. We all trying to get that safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, and that's over 50% per year. Now, 10 to 15 minutes a day for 5 days a week, that's almost an hour a week to get 50% return. Now, the accounts that I share with you, where is it? Okay, the accounts that I share with you, take a look. Account number 1, right? It's up 30.9%. Now, I haven't done the last couple of days because the website was just upgraded. So that number is going to change. And then this past week's, I haven't done that yet. Damn it. All right, so take a look at the numbers. This account number 1, started out with $117,470,000 at the beginning of the year. 1% of that is $1,100 a week. $1,100 a week, and I spend 1 hour a week. 10 to 15 minutes a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 1 hour, that comes to $1,100 a week. Okay, that's $1,100 an hour. Account number 2, $100,000 in cash, $100,000 in margin. I do not suggest you guys do this because margin has more risk. And that is borrowed money. Half that money's mine, half of it's borrowed. But look at the margin return, 69.5. And I still haven't had the last week's of numbers added into it. So that's almost 70%. And we're halfway through the year. Halfway through the year, and I'm at 70% on one account, almost 30 some odd percent in the other account. So ask yourself a question. Is 10 to 15 minutes every single day worth 50% per year? And that's up to you. Now, for those who don't know, all my trades are listed right here. Every single trade I made this year, except for this week's, because I haven't got to it yet. All right. First week in January, 2.12. Second week, 1.3. Third week, 0.85. Fourth week, 0.9. 1.03, 1.06, 1.9, 2.03, 2.32, 4.63, so on and so forth. They're all there. Okay, you click on one of these right here, it opens it up. All right, Hewlett Packard, Macy's, Bed Bath & Beyond, Walgreens, and 3M. Okay, you heard of all of those. I don't do anything weird. Okay, covered call, look. See? Covered call, covered call, covered call. Buy the stock, sell the option. It's my profit, blah, 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 all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. It's all there, available for you to take a look at it anytime you want. Next stock on the list, JP Morgan. Holy cow, I got 91 questions. I'm not going to be able to get through all those. What time on Monday? All right. Yep, non-political, thank you. Gave her a cough drop. Is Pfizer good dividend stock in your eyes? I love Pfizer. I really do. I don't know if it's up for consideration. Best long to hold. All right. Tim Pulse, the longest I've ever held anything. I've been investing for over 20 years. 20 years. The longest I've ever held anything, 9 months. And that was Kimberly Clark. And I didn't do it because I wanted to. Okay. I bought it. Stock went down. I kept selling options against it. Kept bringing in money, so I collected 3 dividends in like 25 premiums. Okay, so Tim, there is no such thing in my world as a long hold. You're looking well. Thank you, Gina. What are your thoughts on NLY? We already did NLY earlier, and it was a no for this week. Johnny, God, no, we're not going to do religion. No religion, no politics. SPYI, sorry, Candace, that's a no. 1 month following James' strategy, I feel this is unreal. Literally a money printer. Thank you, James. Said NLY, Annaly Capital. Yes, I know who NLY is. We looked at it at the beginning of the show, and it was a no for this week. Don't get me wrong, it's a good company and all, but it's a no for this week. For those with IRAs, you can sell options too. Yes, you can. Can we take a peek at your list for Monday? Inspire me more? Sure. You join the morning trading group, you'll get a copy of it. What's up for consideration every Monday. Hey, Mikey G's here. All right. L-Rock, I got to quit smoking. I gave it up a year ago. Okay, L-Rock, I tried smoking twice when I was 13, 14 or 15. That was it. Hacked cough. I said, nope, I don't smoke. So the cough is from postnasal drip syndrome. You get the mucus in the back of your throat. It drips down. It sits right there. And it just won't go away. Do I need a lot of money to start trading? Nope. My grandson started out with $50. Delta Airlines, DALs. Didn't we already look at Delta Airlines? DAL. All right, it's written on the list. We'll take a look at it, Flipper. What about MHK? Randall, how are you doing today? MHK. I can say no now if you want me to. Coach Joel. Lucid. Ooh, isn't that LU? LU. Is it 1% of whatever you invest or what the stock is going for? All right, hold up for a second. Brandon, you ready? Stock price, 1931. 1931, purchase price. Okay. The bid, 1912. The ask, 1931. If I'm selling, this is what I'm going to get. If I'm buying, this is what I'm going to pay. 1931 is the stock price. Okay. A covered call is where you buy the stock, sell somebody the right to buy it from you at a certain time for a certain price. What I'm looking at is weekly, 19 July 24. That's this coming Friday. Okay. The option is going to expire 19th of July on Friday at 4 o'clock. So if I buy it for 1931 and I sell the 1950s for 29 cents, some simple math tells me, let's clear this. Oops. Some simple math. All right, who is that? Brendan. All right, Brendan, some simple math. My profit, 29 cents. Doesn't sound like much, but 29 cents is my profit. What is the stock costing me? 1931. I divide it by what it costed me, 1931. And that, my friend, Brendan, comes to a grand total of 1.5%. So remember I told you I'm looking for a safe, predictable 1% per week? Well, Macy's just so happens to be paying 1.5% for this week. So the question is, do I like Macy's? And do I like Macy's in 1931? If I'm buying it 1931, I'm selling it for 1950, the premium I'm collecting, it's 1.5% of the purchase price of the stock. Now, I have 98% of all my money invested at all times. So that $117,000 account I showed you a little while ago, well, about $115,000 is invested every single week. I buy it Monday. Hopefully it's gone by Friday. Does it happen all the time? No, it does not, but it does happen most of the time. Danny Boy, AVGO. Okay, so Delta Airlines is going to be a no because they're at an all-time high. All right, thank you for that. One thing I don't have to do. Coco, really? You honestly want me to look at TRBCX? Never heard of them. Okay, now you're new here, so I'm going to cut you a little bit of slack. But normally, I like companies that are below $250 per share, have 20 years of increased dividends, and have weekly options. And I've never ever TRBCX. Never heard of them. Look at this. I have no idea what the hell were you thinking, and it has no options. What the hell were you thinking when you bought this turd? Seriously. What percentage of your portfolio do you tie up in one trade? Copilot, if I have 5 positions, it's 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. If I have 4 positions, it's 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. I like to keep them even. Which of your video teaches what you do so it will be easier to join you in the process? Mike, that's really hard to say. Okay, so I've been doing videos since 2012. So you're looking at 12 years worth of videos, over 900 different podcasts, in thousands upon thousands of hours of video footage on YouTube. You can just come here and ask questions. It's simple. I like companies that I have no problem owning. Okay, Macy's is dividend king. Well, it used to be a dividend king. 20 years of increased dividend. Mike S. Which of your video teachers are up? We already did that one. Which of your video? Okay, what? My dad loves AVGO. Coach Joel. All right, if your dad loves AVGO, that's a big fat no. Because if you honestly think I can afford 1,000 shares at $1,700 a share, you got me mistaken for someone else, brother. How much do you risk in each trade? We already did that one. Ooh, now WBA is on the list for us to take a look at tonight. It's one of my favorites. Hey, Flipper, 3M. Love 3M. Is 3M on our list for tonight? No, it's not. But now it is. 3M on our list. I have it long term, but was looking for short term trades. Coco, I have no idea what you're talking about because these questions, they come in, they go so quickly. I have no idea what you were talking about earlier, but you have something for long term. Now you're looking for something short term. I have no idea what your idea of long term is, and I have no idea what your idea of short term is. My idea of long term is a month. My idea of short term is 5 days, Monday to Friday. Thanks, Mike. You're welcome. Shinobi. Ooh, I like that name. The menthol in peppermint oil can thin